You wake up every single morning feeling like you have done something virtuous, something that your doctor would surely approve of, only to find that this very ritual is likely the silent architect of your physical decline. Imagine for a moment that the stiff knees, the aching lower back, and that nagging sense of fatigue you feel by 3 in the afternoon are not just the inevitable price of crossing the 50-year mark, but rather the direct consequence of a habit you've been told is the gold standard for longevity. If you want to stop this cycle of decay before it permanently limits your mobility, you need to hear what I am about to share today. Before we dive into the science that will change how you view your morning routine, please take a quick second to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as these small actions help us reach more people who deserve to reclaim their vitality. Consider this your wake-up call to stop the slow destruction of your joints, and keep watching until the end, because I have a simple 5-minute modification that can reverse years of accumulated damage. My name is Dr. Harrison Blake, and for the past 15 years, I have dedicated my career to separating medical truth from the well-intentioned but often harmful myths that plague our health advice columns. My goal is simple. I want to provide you with the tools to live a life defined by freedom of movement and mental clarity, not by prescription bottles or chronic pain. If you find the information I share today regarding your metabolic health and joint integrity useful, please leave a comment below telling me which part of your morning routine you are most suspicious of, because your feedback directly guides the research I bring to this community each week. We are living in an era where wellness advice is everywhere, but most of it is dangerously misaligned with human biology. You have been told that eating a specific type of high-fiber, low-fat breakfast is the best way to keep your cholesterol in check and your heart healthy. You've been told that a specific style of low-impact morning exercise is the only way to protect your bones as you age. But what if I told you that the combination of these two habits, when practiced without understanding your unique body chemistry, is actually fueling systemic inflammation? Inflammation is a silent killer, the invisible wildfire that degrades cartilage and causes joint issues. When your body is in a state of high inflammatory markers, your joints lose their protective lubrication. It is not just about aging. It is about how the fuel you provide your system interacts with the stress you place upon it. Think about your cholesterol for a moment. Most of you focus entirely on the total number on your lab report. But the real story is hidden in the ratio of your high-density lipoprotein to your triglycerides. When your triglycerides are high, it is a clear signal that your body is struggling with metabolic unrest. These triglycerides are markers of metabolic unrest that directly influence how your joints recover from daily activity. If you start your day with a high glycemic index meal, you are spiking your insulin levels before you have even left the house. This insulin spike triggers a cascade of inflammatory cytokines that circulate through your bloodstream, settling in your knees, your hips, and your wrists. You get up, you go for your walk, you do your stretches, and you think you are being healthy, but you are actually grinding down inflamed tissues. It is like running a car engine with sand in the oil. You can keep pushing the engine, but eventually the metal will snap. I want you to look at your own life. When was the last time you felt truly energetic, without needing caffeine by noon? If you are relying on stimulants to get through the day, your body is already screaming for help. The joint pain you feel is not a cry for more medication, but a symptom of an internal environment that is fundamentally hostile to your own recovery. Most people approach their health like a checklist. They check off the exercise, they check off the breakfast, and they check off the supplements. But they never stop to ask if these things are working together or against each other. The habit that is destroying your joints is a habit of ignoring the signals your body sends you in favor of following a generic health plan that was never designed for your specific metabolic profile. Let us dig deeper into the relationship between your blood markers and your physical structure. Your joints are essentially living machines, but they rely on blood flow to deliver the nutrients required for repair. If your blood is thick with excess glucose and elevated triglycerides, that blood flow is compromised. You might think that taking a walk will fix it, and while movement is essential, movement performed while your body is in an inflammatory state turns exercise into an act of destruction. The friction in your knees increases, the cartilage wears thin, and the body, unable to repair itself due to the constant metabolic stress, begins to break down. This is the exact moment when the simple act of standing up from a chair begins to hurt. You blame the chair, or you blame the age, but you should be looking at the dinner you had the night before and the breakfast you had this morning. It is time to talk about the misconceptions of the low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet, which many of you have followed for decades. For years, we were told that fat was the enemy, but the medical community has shifted, and we now understand that healthy fats are essential for joint health. Your joints are lined with tissues that require omega-3 fatty acids to remain flexible. By stripping these fats out of your diet and replacing them with processed grains and sugars, you are essentially starving your joints of the lubrication they need to survive. It is no wonder that the incidence of joint replacement surgery has skyrocketed. We are not just living longer. We are living longer in bodies that have been systematically starved of the building blocks required for long-term health. I have seen countless patients come into my office, frustrated and in pain, convinced that their genetics are to blame. They say, "My mother had bad knees, so I must have bad knees." But genetics is only a small part of the equation. Epigenetics, or how your lifestyle choices influence how your genes are expressed, is the heavy lifter here. You have the power to turn off the inflammatory switches that are damaging your joints simply by changing the fuel you put inside your body. It is not about deprivation. It is about precision. It is about understanding that your body is a sophisticated laboratory, and you are the head scientist. Consider the role of hydration. Most people think they are hydrated if they drink water when they are thirsty. This is a mistake. By the time you feel thirst, your tissues are already dehydrated, and your joints are already losing their shock-absorbing capacity. When you are properly hydrated, your synovial fluid is thick and protective. When you are dehydrated, that fluid becomes thin and watery, leaving your bones vulnerable to every step you take. This is further exacerbated by the consumption of inflammatory oils found in almost every processed food on the market. These oils compete with your natural cellular processes and contribute to an environment where your body cannot distinguish between repair and damage. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room, the exercise routine. Many of you are doing repetitive movements that, while good for cardiovascular health, are punishing your joints because you're doing them while your body is in a state of metabolic crisis. If you have elevated triglycerides and you are performing high-impact activities, you are doing more harm than good. The solution is not to stop moving. The solution is to change how you move. Low impact, resistance-based training is far superior for someone over 50 because it builds a muscle mass that supports your joints without subjecting them to excessive friction. Muscle is the armor that protects your skeletal structure. If you have low muscle mass, your joints take the full brunt of gravity. By focusing on building strength, you are essentially offloading the pressure from your knees and back and transferring it to the muscles where it belongs. As we look at the broader picture of health, we must consider the impact of chronic stress. Stress hormones like cortisol are natural killers of collagen. When you are stressed, your body diverts resources away from maintenance and repair and into the immediate survival response. If you are living under chronic stress, your body never enters a repair phase. You are living in a state of constant breakdown. This is why meditation, deep breathing, and adequate sleep are not just hobbies. They are medical necessities for anyone who wants to preserve their joints and their heart health. You cannot out-exercise a lifestyle that is fundamentally misaligned with your biological needs. Let's talk about the specific transition you need to make to stop this cycle. First, you must prioritize protein and healthy fats in your morning intake. This stabilizes your blood glucose levels, preventing the insulin spikes that fuel inflammation. When your insulin is stable, your body can access stored energy more efficiently, which lowers your triglycerides and reduces the inflammatory burden on your joints. Second, you need to incorporate targeted movement that emphasizes range of motion over repetition. Instead of just walking, look for activities that force your joints to move through their full range in a controlled, weight-bearing environment. Third, you must audit your lifestyle for the silent stressors that are stealing your recovery time. Are you getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep? Are you carving out time to decompress? These are the factors that determine whether your body is building itself up or tearing itself down. I have spent 15 years analyzing the data, and the conclusion is always the same. Health is not a destination, but a continuous process of calibration. You are never stuck where you are. Even if you've been doing the wrong thing for decades, the human body has an incredible capacity for regeneration, if you provide it with the right environment. You can reduce that inflammation, you can lubricate those joints, and you can reclaim the energy you felt 20 years ago. It starts with one small change today. It starts with questioning the habits you have taken for granted. Imagine waking up a month from now, stepping out of bed, and realizing that the stiffness is gone. Imagine walking up a flight of stairs and not even thinking about your knees. Imagine having the focus and the drive to pursue your passions without a mid-afternoon crash. This is not some impossible dream. It is a natural result of treating your body with the respect and understanding it deserves. You are in the driver's seat. The research is clear, the path is defined, and the only thing left is for you to commit to the process. I want you to look back at the beginning of today's video and remember what we discussed regarding the insidious nature of our daily habits. It is easy to ignore the subtle cues of pain and fatigue because they come on so slowly, day by day, year by year. But you are now equipped with the knowledge to recognize these patterns for what they are. You have the power to break the cycle of destruction. You have the power to build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. As we wrap up this discussion, I want you to remember that your journey toward vitality is a marathon, not a sprint. Consistency is your greatest ally. Do not try to change everything overnight. Start by adjusting your morning intake. Start by prioritizing your sleep, and start by listening to your body rather than the loudest advice on social media. You have the tools, you have the potential, and you have the time to make a real difference in your own life. If you found value in this deep dive into your joint and metabolic health, I encourage you to share this video with a friend or a family member who might be struggling with the same issues. It is my mission to help as many people as possible regain their health, and your support is how we make that possible. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below about the one change you will commit to making this week. I read every single comment, and I look forward to hearing about your progress. You deserve a little life of energy and movement, and I am here to help you get there one step at a time. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video where we will continue to explore the science of living well. Stay focused, stay curious, and above all, keep nurturing your body so it can continue to support you for years to come. The future you are building starts with what you choose to do right now, in this very moment. Take that step, commit to your health, and watch how quickly your quality of life begins to transform for the better. Your joints will thank you, your energy levels will soar, and you will finally be living with the vitality you were meant to have. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay proactive, and never underestimate the power of your daily choices to shape your destiny. The science is on your side, and your potential for recovery is far greater than you have been led to believe. Keep pushing, keep learning, and keep thriving.